Hey guys, what's up? It's Tom, and today we're going to be talking about a live sales call. So this is one of our brokers, Alex. He's doing a live sales call trying to get a Mustang listing, and we're just kind of reviewing how he's doing over the greeting into the fact finding, and he gets into his demo, and then he goes for a close. We're going to be doing a play-by-play of how he does and what he can do better. So without further ado, here we go. Let's take a listen to the call, and I'll cut in different aspects of it.
Hello.
Hey, Don, my name's Alex with JetLife Aero. Good morning.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. The reason for the call this morning is I wanted to see if you'd be in the market for an upgrade on your Mustang. If I found you the perfect replacement, I was able to find you the right buyer.
I got a hard time hearing you.
Hey,
What was the last thing?
I called. The reason for the call was I wanted to see if you would be in the market for an upgrade on your Mustang. If I found you the perfect replacement, and I was able to find you the right buyer.
Not really looking to upgrade.
Okay. No worries.
Maybe interested in selling it. So.
Okay. Well, that's great.
So he starts off doing really well, in terms of the greeting. He just needs to speak up a little bit. Sometimes it's a bad connection, but he sticks with it. He knows exactly what he's going to say. The reason for the call is I want to see if you're interested in an upgrade. And usually that's the case, but in this case it's not an upgrade. So the seller comes on and says, "Well, no, I'm not looking for an upgrade, but I might be willing to sell it," because he's in the frame of mind of maybe it's time to get out of aviation. And so you can also change it to the reason for the call is I wanted to see if you're making any changes. I wanted to see if you're looking to sell your Mustang this year. If I could find you a great replacement and get your retail buyer. So now he's engaged in the conversation. So he's finished his greeting. And the seller has now given him permission to go into the fact finding, where we're going to find out what are the dominant buying motives. What are the reasons that this guy would let Alex list his aircraft for sale? Because there's only two reasons people are going to say yes. It's either going to be to solve a problem, or it's because they're going to fall in love with the idea of selling their airplane. For us, it's usually solving a problem. So let's see what the problems are.
To help you with that too. Why are you interested in selling it right now?
Well, just haven't been using it that much. But what is a ballpark figure for that thing at this point? You got any idea?
Yeah. So for the average on the entire Mustang market.
So he tells him the main reason he wants to sell is because he's not using it that much. Classic reason, but there's probably something beyond that. So one thing you could do is, hey, I hear you, that you're not using it that much. Why is that a problem? I mean, why is that a problem that you're not using it? And find out what's the reason behind that pain point, because it could be, I don't like throwing money away. It could be, well, my wife wants me to get rid of it. It's big paperweight. It could be, I have other things I can do and I don't want cash tied up into an asset that I'm not using. So if the seller didn't ask the question of like, what's the market doing right now? A follow-up question for this could be, well, why is that a problem? I'm not using it that much. I hear you. That sucks. I hate owning something that I'm not using. Why is that such a big problem for you?
Right now, so you're looking at about average age of 2009 at 2.2 million with an average airframe time of 2,100. So based off the limited information I have on your Mustang, so it's a 2012. Are you on program?
Yes.
Okay, on program. Do you have the standard G1000 or do you get the NXI?
So he's fact finding right at 9.
Got the NXI upgrade.
Okay, NXI upgrade, and then have
trying to get
you done any,
evaluation.
like, interior refurbs or anything like that?
No, it still smells like it's new. So it's been taken extremely good care of.
And this is one of those things where, as you're going through it, this guy's very open to the conversation. You might have to pull this. This is a unique conversation where the guy's actually interested, so Alex can go through specific questions he needs to know to make evaluation.
Yeah, so that's about 200 below market. So based on that information, I don't think it'd be unrealistic to ask for north of 255. I think that's where it would realistically sit on the market right.
Now, here's one thing that Alex does that every salesperson is going to be different. I don't like giving out numbers. So what I would do in this situation, I would say, okay, look, the average asking price is 2.3, and all the planes that are on the market are older than yours, and they have more time on them. So, with an average asking price of 2.3, like, what number makes sense to you? I would put it on the seller and try to get an idea of where they're at price point wise, because that's going to do a couple of things. I mean, number one, it's going to tell you if they're realistic or not. If he's like, well, I want 3 million for my plane, it's like, okay, we've got some work to do. Or if he's, just wants to get rid of it, he might say, well, I'll take anything, even I'll take something even under 2 million. Like, I just want to get rid of it. Now you have a couple of different opportunities. It's not just a listing now. Okay, maybe it could be an inventory play for one of our partners. So I don't like giving people a number until they give me a number first. I will tell them what the market's at and what the average is, and I will tell them that their plane is average, above average, or below average, and then ask them, like, well, what number makes sense to you, so we can have the conversation that way.
Right now, what are your thoughts on that?
So again, now he's in a position where it's like, well, what are your thoughts on the number I just gave you? I mean, what's he going to say? I mean, he's not going to be like, oh, that sounds like, too much money. I mean, that's definitely not going to be one of the answers. So I like getting them to give me a number.
Well, I'll know here in the next couple of weeks what we're going to do.
Right.
How long are they sitting on the market?
Approximately they like to say about 3 to 4 months, but
This is a great question by the seller asking what's the average on-market time. We can find this out through JetNet. If you're tracking the market, you can see how long they're sitting there. But instead of giving him an answer of how long they're sitting there, what I would like to say is, well, those that are competitively priced are moving. Because and you can explain to them, like, the problem with the market right now is we've got guys asking too much money, and their planes have been sitting on the market for 3 to 6 months, some of them in 9 months. Guys who are asking, a reasonable number, I mean, their planes are selling because there are buyers. Buyers are looking for, now you can tell them, like, right now, buyers are looking for deals because they think the market's going to tank, and so they're kind of waiting. So it's a slower sales cycle. That's the other thing he needs to keep in mind right now. Here we are, quarter 3, 2023. It's a slower sales cycle. So, Mr. Seller, right now they're sitting on the market on a wide range. Some of them are sitting on the market for 6 to 9 months because they're competitively priced. The sellers have a number in mind and they're not budging. Well, buyers don't like that, and you have buyers that are looking for the market to erode completely. And that's not the case. So right now, it's kind of a staring contest between buyers and sellers. But those sellers that are fairly priced and are open to negotiations at a fair price, those aircraft are the ones that are moving. But right now, the transactions are still going. It's just a little bit of a longer cycle than it's been in the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's how it is. But we are approaching Q4, and as I'm sure you know, Q4 is the busiest.
Great point, bringing up
time
Q4.
the most
You might not want to
aircraft
say Q4.
on the market, most transactions occurring, and thus it kind of brings prices down in Q4. So
You might want to
that's
say
why I would
the
say
fourth
it'd be
quarter.
important to, list it prior to Q4, to list it in Q3, so you can take it.
And I wouldn't say that prices go down as a result of more. It's more along the lines of get your plane on the market in the third quarter so that it's ready to go in the fourth quarter. Because by the time you list it in the fourth quarter, it's going to be too late. There's not going to be any shops that are available. There's not going to be anybody available for pre-buys. There's going to be holiday travel going on, so the plane you might want to use the plane. So get it on the market in the third quarter so that you can sell the beginning of the fourth quarter and be done with it. You don't want to wait till the fourth quarter. You've got better things to do in the fourth quarter than sell your jet with all the headaches that can come with it. So why ruin your holidays? Let's get it on the market now.
Advantage is a higher price. So yeah, that's kind of what the market's looking at right now. How is this like a decision that something you're looking to do in the near future, or what have your thoughts been on eventually selling it?
Well, I've been we kind of semi-retired here now,
Right.
so we're just not using as much as we used to. So
Yeah.
that's really the thought. Hey, do we keep it for another year, or do we time to get rid of it now? So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to sort out here. So
Right. Well,
so yeah, we'll know here within the next probably 30 days.
yeah.
So instead of asking, I would ask something along the lines of, what's your timeline? Like, listen, I would even ask, how long have you been thinking about this? When I called you, you seem to, you've put some thought into it. How long have you been thinking about this? Because now we're going to compress time. He's talking about in the next 30 days. I bet you he's been telling people that he's going to have a decision in the next 30 days for the past 100 days. So we kind of gotta take time out of the equation. Like, okay, like, well, I understand you're not going to move for the next 30 days. If you were ready to sell right now, like, how do we want to do this? What's the price point, right? Why would you sell? I would also maybe instead of asking the question of timeline, I would ask the question, other than yourself, who's involved in making the decision? Because we don't know if we have the decision maker. I mean, he probably is the decision maker, but there's probably some influences. He keeps saying the word we. So who is we? Is that his spouse? Is that his partner? Is that his pilot? Is that his mechanic? So, other than yourself, who else is involved? I heard you say we a couple times. Other than yourself, who else is involved in making the decision? Oh, my pilot, mechanic. Okay, hey, well, you've obviously talked to them before. Like, what are they thinking about selling the airplane? And kind of peel back the layers of this situation. You got to get a fuller picture of the situation so that you can speak into it. That's what the fact finding is all about. So what are why are you looking to sell? Okay, you're not using it that much. Why does that matter? What does the pilot have to say? Are you going to replace it with another jet? Are you just going to go charter? Well, the pilot probably doesn't want to lose his job. So like, what's the story there? So, we can continue with the fact find a little bit more, but now Alex is going to try to get into the demo. So let's see what he does for the demo.
Okay, well, the reason for call is, my goal would be to have you sign an exclusive listing agreement.
So we're still working on the transition from the fact finding. So he just told him, like, I need 30 days. And so Alex is so used to saying in the reason for the call. So instead of that, I would probably pivot. My pivot point would be whatever their objection is. So I know you're not interested in selling right now. However, or I know you're not interested in selling right now, but if you give me 3 minutes, I'd love to share with you the benefits of working with us when you do decide to sell. I know I know you can't make a decision for the next 30 days. Truth of the matter is, you can't make a decision right now because you don't have enough information. Do you have 3 minutes for me to just share some information with you so you can understand the benefits of listing with our brokerage, of selling your jet with us, of selling your jet now? I know you're not interested, but do you have 3 minutes where I can share with you? You don't have enough information to make a decision. So these are all different kind of a pool of transitions. So your main transition in the beginning of the fact finding is the reason for the call. That's your hook, right? So your next hook to get to the demo is going to be something along the lines of, I know you're looking to sell now, or I know you're not looking to sell now. However, can you give me 3 minutes to share with you the benefits of selling now? Can you give me 2 minutes to demonstrate the benefits of working with me when you do decide to sell? That way you're always having an opportunity to get into the pitch, into the demo.
With me today and, have your jet for sale on the market by the weekend if that's something you're interested in.
And so our demo is like, the goal of, when we get into the demo, part of it is, the goal of the demonstration is to get you to sign today and have it on the market today, over the weekend. He's already told you he's not interested for 30 days. So you might want to say something along the lines of, I know you're not interested right now. You don't have enough information to make a decision. I'm with you 100%. Do you have 3 minutes for me to share with you the benefits of working with us? They say yes. Great. Just so you know, my ultimate goal is for you to sign with me. I want to be the last jet broker that you ever have to talk to, and I want to make your life easier. That's my goal. You don't have to say my goal is to get you to sign today, because we've already established that he's not ready to sign today. You don't have enough information. So I appreciate my main goal is to be the last jet broker you ever have to talk to, and to help you sell your jet without wasting time or losing money. One of the main features of working with us is that we target the right buyer. We don't waste time just spraying and praying on the market. The benefit to you is you don't have to deal with the tire kickers. The next feature that we have is that we leverage a wide professional network of brokers, mechanics, pilots, end users, and who they know. We specifically work with an organization called GLADIS, the Global Licensed Aircraft Dealer Association, so that you have a big pool of people that you're working with. The benefit to you is that you understand that we're working with qualified buyers and professionals. We're not just hoping that someone on Facebook sees it one day or someone comes on controller and sees it one day and they call me. And the last feature about working with us is there's no fees to you. You don't have to pay anything until we sell the aircraft. We handle the marketing, we handle the professional photos. It truly is a soup to nuts deal without any out-of-pocket expenses. So the benefit to you is this is absolutely zero risk. Have you heard enough to make a decision? And that's the close. Have you heard enough to make a decision? Instead of being like, so how's that sound? Or, hey, what do you think? Let's close them on, you could even say, if half of what I said is true, would you be interested in moving forward? Or you could close it. Hey, so what do you say? Would you like to move forward? What do you say? Would you like to give it a try? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being ready to sign right now and a 1 being don't ever call me again, what would you rate yourself? I mean, that would be your close. I think that, and you have to have a close ready to go, because if you don't, you're going to trip up and be like, so what do you think? So what do you mean, what do you think? Like, no, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're ready to sign and a 1 being, Tom, you should have hung up on yourself, 2 minutes ago. Where would you say you're at? And then that can progress the conversation. So let's see what Alex does, how he does.
And our listing agreements are typically for 120 days and has, a 5% commission based on the sales price. And, three of the, the benefits you get working with me is, first, we target the right buyers. So the advantage is we understand the right buyers for your Mustang and target them specifically. So this means your jet sells quickly at a fair price and you don't waste time dealing with tire kickers. And additionally, you're dealing with a full-time professional, not a pilot.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. It's basically the same pitch that I gave just 2 seconds ago.
In the world, ongoing monthly costs, cancellation fees, upfront advertising, for any marketing.
Okay, now he's in the last feature of zero fees.
So it is truly a no-risk situation, and you only have to pay money if and when I sell your jet. So, based on the information, how do you think that sounds?
Yeah, it sounds good. I just, like I said, we're not ready to list it here yet.
So, it sounds good. We're just not ready to list. So again, in the fact finding, we had to find out why he's not ready to list. Now, this is another opportunity to find out why he's not ready to list, right? So let's see how Alex handles it.
Right.
Like I say, it's going to be 30 days here probably before we make that decision.
Again, Alex hasn't found out who's the decision maker, so he keeps saying we don't know yet. Who is we? Is it the wife? Is the partner? The other thing you can toss out there, and again, you kind of have to be ready to deliver this with confidence. Like, hey, Mr. Seller, listen, I hear you. I understand it's important when you're talking about selling a multi-million-dollar asset that you don't rush into anything and you take your time and make sure you make the right decision. So we always agree, we acknowledge. Again, this is straight out of our training. Let me grab the book real quick. Handling the objections. Step 1, we listen to them. Tell me more. Step 2, we acknowledge. You're right. We isolate, we validate, and we determine what kind of objection we're working with. So, Mr. Seller, I understand. I hear you. Tell me more about waiting 30 days. Who's we? What else? What else aren't you telling me? Like, tell me more about waiting 30 days, waiting 30 days. Acknowledge, I agree with you. I'm in total agreement. I feel the same way. If I was selling a $2 million jet, I would want to take my time and make sure I'm making the right decision. Isolate it. Make sure that this is the main concern. What are your other concerns? Besides waiting 30 days, like what else is a concern? And, something that you could throw out there would be like, Mr. Seller, I understand. Help me get a better picture of what you're talking about. What's going to change in 30 days? Well, I have a meeting with my pilot, or he might just say nothing. He might say, I want to look at the market, but now you get a better picture. Like, what's going to change in 30 days? And then based on that determine we can make a close. So that's would be my recommendation for Alex, and continue like when he comes back and says, "Hey, it all sounds good, but I need 30 days." Great, I understand. I'm with you. Tell me more about 30 days. Right. What else? Okay, you keep saying we. Other than yourself, who's going to make the decision? Okay, I'm with you, 100%. Let me ask you this, Mr. Seller. Based on what you told me, I get that you don't have enough information to make a decision. What's going to change in 30 days to help you make that decision? Well, I'll have a better idea of what the market is. I'll have a better idea of what my plan is worth. And, I'll have a better idea of what I'm going to do if I'm going to charter. Great, I can help you with all those things. If I send you a market report, would you read it? Or let me send you a market report so you understand where the market's at. You don't have to wait 30 days. Do you mind sending me your maintenance report and pictures of your plane? I'll give you a valuation in 24 hours. I'll tell you exactly where your plane is going to be on the market. I've got some connections with charter operators. I'd be happy to put you in contact with them so you can start looking at what it would run to charter out a jet when you don't have the Mustang anymore. So again, we're getting into it a little bit more with him.
Okay, well, that sounds good. How about, can I send you an email with more information about me and my company for you to look over? I'd love to stay in contact with you.
Sure, it's fine.
Sure, yeah. What's your email?
It's USI, the number.
And so we get the email, and Alex finishes up the call. Overall, Alex did a great job here. I mean, he is doing a fantastic job in terms of his ability and how much he's grown in a short amount of time. And, I'm coming at it with years of experience saying, hey, there's some more questions you can ask here. There's more gold to be found here. And the faster that he picks that up, the faster he's going to have more and more success. He's doing a fantastic job, but I hope those tips, those points are going to be helpful for you guys as you progress along. So we'll catch you later.